Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the next episode of implementing simple HTTP server in Java from scratch. So let's go. So let's recap what we did last time. Last time we implemented multi-threading and permanent connections. Today we will model HTTP requests so that in the next episodes we can make it configurable and flexible, because right now our HTTP response, as you might remember, is hard-coded. But related to that, we actually had all that time wrongly formatted HTTP response, because we don't have proper new line signs here, because our new line is just a new line. So n without carriage return. So we need to fix that. If you may remember, I had some problems presenting how we can reuse connections, the permanent connection that's been implemented in Chrome, because Chrome was doing something similar to closing them, whereas Mozilla was reusing connections. So the best way how we can show this is that let's create something like the counter of open connections that we have, and with proper connection reuse, we should have less open connections that requests that we'll be making. And right now, because the format of our HTTP response is not correct, the Chrome will not reuse our connections. It will open new one each time. So if we make counter like this, we will print some. We'll increase it here, and then we will log it. That. Okay, and right now, if we go to the browser and we'll perform 100 fetch requests, we should have 6 or 10 connections with the reuse of connections. As we have implemented permanent connections, they should be reused. But because the format of our message is not correct, right now we will have as many connections as requests we are doing. So we should have 100 connections. But this is not what we want. If the format of our response would be correct, we should have significantly less, like 6 or 10. So let's try it. Right, we have made 100 requests, and if we go to last log, as you can see, we have 100 connections, but we should have significantly less. So let's see what will happen if we would just format the response correctly. So let's maybe use string b there, and it should be something like this. So request line should have proper new line separator, and let's just copy headers. here we need, I can use HTTP head body separator because we need two lines. Okay, body. Yeah, here we need to format it. That. Okay. And right now, if we will repeat this test, let's maybe okay. Oh, it's not really visible. Let me do this again. So right now, if we make 100 fetch requests again, but because the format of our message is correct, the Chrome should be reusing our connections. So I would expect to have like 6, maybe 10 of them. So let's check. Alright, where is last log? How it was called? We have new connection. Okay, so it seems that we're using just one connection. Interesting. Let's try it again. Interesting. So it seems that Chrome is opening only one connection. Yeah, two because it is also it's not only asking about the root, but also about favicon. Okay, that's strange. I would expect to have at least a few of them. And now let's maybe do something more extreme, like I don't know, a few hundred. Okay, still one. Interesting. Alright, maybe let's try it on Mozilla. Oh no. Let's maybe into this if we can manage two windows, two tabs. Sorry. Okay, so we got rack 3. Okay. Alright, so the Chrome is obviously using them. It's not opening more than one. Interesting. let's maybe try it with the post request. If it's really different or not. So let's specify a method, nobody. Yes. Let's start the server and serve on it. Oh, yeah. So the post request, the crank opened 6 connections. Interesting. So we have 6. So we have 6. I don't know, let's maybe try it again. Something larger. Maybe also with put. It's probably, or maybe because of that fact that we are sending request body, the Chrome is behaving differently. But nevertheless, let's increase the number of requests to 300. Yeah, still 6. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we are using connections. As I have said, it's just a different behavior of Chrome depending on the either request body or method. So maybe let's do it one last time. So let's send a post request, but without a put request, but without a body. Let's go with 100. No, so it's probably about get. Alright, but never mind. Let's model HTTP request actually. So right now we have a hard-coded HTTP request here, and we want to model it so that in the next episodes we can create some kind of framework on top of it, so the request can be configurable based on the response can be configurable based on a given request. So what do we need? We don't care about protocol. So here we have response code and response text. I believe it is called, but we can ignore it for now. It's optional. So we really only need response code, which is just an integer. Then we need headers, same as request, and we need a body. And the body is optional. So I would say that it will be almost identical to request. So let's call it similarly. HTTP res. The response code. Maybe code. Okay, response code. We need headers, same as previously, and we need body. Right, something like this, and I would say that we should create a method to respond, and we should have a method which will be creating a request based on a response based on given request. So maybe something like response to request. We give it a request and connection. Response to request. Yeah, and we will not use request right now. We'll do it in the next episodes. But yeah, let's accept this as an argument for now. Okay, so what do we have? We have copied it, but what we really want is to have, I would say, another method like this one, which we can call like create request or response request response, maybe something like that. And it will take request and yeah, and for now let's return null, but we'll call it here. This response, and here we have, yeah, and here we will have object, the response object, and we need to create something similar to this, but based on response object. Okay. So let's copy that, because we will use similar content as far as request is concerned. And what do we need here? Basically, we need to parameterize it. So here we can say formatted response code. Okay, and I think we need to separate it later. Okay, so maybe let's start with that, because this is required. And maybe let's call it string. Okay. Actually, maybe let's call it res head. What we'll have here is request line and headers. So we have a request line. Right now, I would say that we should iterate over headers really. Or maybe let's use for each. So headers. And let's just say that for Yeah, and the value of the header there can be multiple values associated with key, so maybe let's call it class values. But here, let's say we have a request line. So right now we need to append new line separator, and here we need to have something like that, path dynamic. So I would say that we need a key, then we need to say to put con, and that should be enough for headers. Can remove this. So we have headers, and we might have a body, but regardless, I think that I don't remember if new lines are required or not, to be honest. We'll see what they say. Alright, for now, let's just say that we put it. So after headers, we would say that we will append HTTP head body separator. Okay, and we might also have a body. So actually we can write head bytes. So let's do that. Actually, head and bytes are ASCII encoded, so we use that, and let's maybe try it. Actually, so let's maybe get back to the request response. And here we need right now because right now we need to return an object, so but it needs to be array of bytes. But first we have this response. We have response code, so let's put 200 as previously, and this one we should create some. I would say that we should say we should create headers like that. So content type, it's just a map, but multi-value map. So to say key is a string and value is a list of strings. Okay, so content length. Obviously we don't need to put those columns because they will be we are putting them here. Here we are only concerned with the creation of proper HTTP response object. So again, list of something, and that something is actually just the number of bytes from the body. And what else we have? That's all. Yeah, just 2 headers. Okay, we can get rid of that. Headers, but as I said, we are ignoring the request for now. So let's run it without body, obviously. We have ignored for now. We just see if everything. Oh, something is not working. What's that? Let's see. Response to request. Content length mismatch, right? Okay, so we have set to the browser that we have a body of certain content length, but actually we haven't wrote it. So let's maybe do that. So here we need to check if response body has something. And if this is the case, we wrote it to the output stream. Yeah, right now everything should work. Okay, right, so seems that everything is working. So let's repeat our test. Okay, everything works. Alright guys, so that's it for today, I think, because we get quite long. We have all the components. So the next time I think we'll refactor it, because our code is into one class. So we refactor it a little, so can parameterize a few things like port, number of threads, timeout, and obviously the most important one is response, which we have just modeled. So see you next time. Take care.